Hello everybody, welcome back. We are again in the temple in the woods, and I've done nothing here. I've done absolutely nothing upstairs, but I've been busy downstairs. And yes, moving target, you were right. The mosaic takes forever. But I have also done this with the archways. I think it looks way better. I think, Stephen, you suggested these columns and I played with them, and I think that looks much more finished. And speaking of finished, we have ended off this little area here. We have framed this little hallway here. I think it looks pretty darn good. And slowly but surely, we are growing. And boy, that was quite an entrance. Watch the lines here as I walk close. As you can see, I have done the mosaic here. And to prove to you that this whole darn thing is mosaic, I actually have left a few. So I literally have been doing this with it. I've been moving it down, and you'll see some of them are slightly lumpy and bumpy. Some of them you can't see the lines. Some of them are really big, but the majority of them are these little mosaic blocks. So I hope you appreciate the pain. This took me hours, but I think it looks pretty good. I will complete the rest of it. I'm not going to do it now, but I think the mosaic looks really good. I didn't copy this one exactly. That's the one that's in the hallway, but I took this one, and as you can see, I copied that onto the floor leading up to the throne. I've put a light, we've put some candles and flowers and plants and things on the throne, another vase with some flowers on this side, and there are 8 phases to the moon. So with the throne, we're going to need a few more chairs. Now, if you look at the phases of the moon, we have, oops, sorry, I just clicked out because I was looking at the cheat sheet next to me. We have the full moon, then we have a few other moons. So I was thinking 7 chairs by the throne, and we can have some fun with them, because if not, why not? Every good princess or important person, queen, throne holder, deserves some handmaidens or men, and we're going to probably use sort of 2 of each and 1 little one, because obviously we can't have another throne because there is only one. So I am going to probably go with something like that. And then there will be 1 more chair. Or do we just use... how about that? And yes, we will color them. We will make them pretty. Where should we put this? Over here on the edge? Sort of for the person who's been out of favor for the week? I don't know. So let's do some coloring, shall we? I'm thinking let's stay with suede. Unless we go with a pattern, because we can always do a cloudy sky. Where are the clouds? Where are the clouds? And we can do, we use this blue. Oh yeah, that'll work. Like a cloudy night sky. Oh, I'll take that. And then I think I'm going to keep them not as white. Does that make sense? A sort of a slightly off, not as shiny. Because the queen deserves to be the shiniest. Dang, didn't take that off. Okay. Let's go with silver. And for this, do we want leather? Do we want fuzzy? Fuzzy would be good. And we can probably go with... No. Let's not. That's better. Okay, I just redid that. I hit the undo button like a bazillion times. So that one's done. We can probably copy that onto that. And then these ones, they're slightly closer to the throne, so they... Oh, let's color them all the same and then we can play with the options. Let's take the fuzzy off this. Maybe put that. Looks good. That's the burlap. Probably not a good idea. The poplin, you know, the burlap actually looks quite good in that color. Okay, I'll take it. And then that is silver. Actually, that is pretty good. Let's copy that onto there. And then let's see, what are we going to do with you? There's not much we can do with you. Maybe we can do that. That will work. Maybe go with the white. So it's slightly closer to the throne. I think that works. I'll clean all this up. And we've got a lot of things to work with. But the one thing I want to know is, what are we going to do out here? I'm thinking this side is going to be like kitchens, because every leader, regardless of whether it's a temple in the woods or wherever, needs a good kitchen, because leading makes you hungry. So I think what I'm going to do is find a door, I want a very smooth door. Maybe, see, that's a bifold. I don't want the bifold, but I like the finish on that. No. Has anybody else gone a little crazy with this new thing that they've got, where with the art, where they actually, you have to sit and wait for your pictures to load, like for a long time? It's driving me crazy. I think that's the color of that we're looking for. We shall establish that shortly. I think that. Let's see if I can actually get it into the center. I can never get these doors into the center. Nope, it's one color down. Is that a gold? Did I not choose? Did I not choose? No, I didn't. I chose silver for the key. That's better. Alright, so we have a door there. And we will have a door on that side. It doesn't quite match. But it'll be fine, because if you're not looking for it, you're not going to really see it. I'm not going to put it in the other way, because then you will see that. So I'm going to put it flat so it'll open this way. And then this side is, we are going to put more couches and stuff here. We are going to be using these ones. I'm thinking something like this. We can't use, damn it. Don't you think when that happens? We can't use metal, which is irritating. But these couches will be pretty darn good in these curves. These archways here. I will change this wall. I don't think I want to keep that. I'm going to go with that one. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see if we want to use... No, that actually looks better. It sort of gives you that blue feel. Come on. Thank you. And we've got all these areas here. There are 8 people, so we're going to need a few more robes and a few more seats on the sides. And I think for lounging purposes, this will be perfect. Damn. Okay, we won't use that one. Let's see. That one will work. And then we can use that one next to it. Gotta move stuff. I think that'll work. Then we can put something like this in between. Not quite like that, but close to it. And then obviously the round pillars in here. Now we do have this picture. I would love to... Ooh, I'm walking over the bumpy mosaic. I'd love to recreate this with our little friend, the little block. But I don't think I'm going to actually be able to do this. That's going to be an absolute challenge. But my question is going to be, if I copy that and put it on this wall and flip it, is it going to allow me to flip the image? Let's move this over that. So it's on the edges. Now, if we had curtains that actually draped, it would be perfect, but we don't. So what I was thinking of doing, I don't know if this is gonna work. I'll take this and I stretch it. Yeah. That's just going to be a pain. And it's going to be too big. All right. Give that a miss. What have we got? Oh no. I have frames. I have picture frames. But they're gold. This is what I'm complaining about. If I go to users, okay, yes, I admit, I have a number of pictures. But guys, really? Seriously? It's not that hard. Look at this. Look how long it takes. My computer is not... The computer I'm working on right now is pretty dang good. If those are flowers, I wonder if we can use that one. Okay. Let's go that way. big does it need to be? About that big, hey? Suppose we could introduce that. Yes, I know it's flickering. It'll be fun. Do we want something like that as a picture frame? Or would we want to use... Let's just move that off before I delete it, because then I delete the wrong thing. I'm thinking of the skirting maybe, to use it as a frame, but I don't think it joins on the corners properly. So the other alternative would be to just use our friendly little block. Friendly little block. If we use one like that, wow. I shall resize it shortly. And then maybe a smaller one on top. Let's just color this. Maybe the same color as the wall, but perhaps like, no, white marble. Grey marble, maybe. What does that look like? Could be interesting. It's dark, you know. Just a little bit weird. Maybe not for the inner edges. But it does give some texture to the frame. Never thought of using this plaster as a texture tool. The only thing we would have to do then is to swap that one around. That line, oh, look at that. That's not bad. What do you think about that? Do you prefer it without the frame, or do you prefer it with the frame? I'm not sure myself. But I think it looks pretty darn good. Now at the end of the hall here, I used these blocks and I used that vase. So let's do this by the door as well, on each side of, oh, that side of the door we're not going to do it, so let's do it here. That actually fits perfectly, and then we can put a plant in there. I'm actually liking these huge flowers, and I'm also liking that, which I've actually got on the back of the throne there. I think they look pretty dang good. Now, I like this sort of half moon that I've got going. I don't know if I want to put sort of built-in shelves, units, benches underneath. Let me know what you think there. I think we need probably one of the variegated, what are these things? The weeping fig will probably work well in here. With the color, sort of slightly less intense green-wise. And then we've got for lights, we've got either this, we've got that one, but it's not a, I like the shape of this one. I think this one will work nicely. Let's go with silver on this as well. And are we going to, yeah, let's go RGB all the way. I think that'll work. I'll sort of give these a little bit of spread them out a little bit, and we can get more seats. Probably the reverse of this one, which was the one we deleted. Darn it. No, that's the same one. That's okay, I think. If we put that one in there, will this one fit in here? Not quite. They're just a little bit too much. Fine, we'll use the little ones, shall we? And yes, we'll change the colors. It's just going to be blue and white all day. So for a little coffee table, we do have that, which is not bad considering. I think that's going to be the best one to look at. And we can maybe go with the white. And then color blue on the top. I'm sort of trying to keep circles within circles within circles. We don't have any half circles. We do have that, which would also work. It's a pity we can't color these two separately. Yeah. Oh, no, that isn't green. I was going to say, did I not? No, I did change it. Okay, so that's your moons. But other than that, these are the ones. Now this one will also work nicely to hold something like pots. Maybe I'll just throw it out there for now. And what I'd like to do, don't fall off the edge. Am I? Yes, I will. Oh, dang. Hold on. How far can I go? Let's see. Shall we? Come. Let's see how far we can go out here. Ah, that's not far, hey? Okay. Maybe no door there. At least, yeah, that's not a lot of space, is it? 3 meters. Up or down, we can still go. Okay, we can still go down. Ooh. 6 meters. So maybe we need to put the bedroom downstairs. We can always do another staircase down. Or I can put the bedroom under here. I think that might be a good idea. But this area, I wanted to make into a large bathing area. That makes sense? Now, I finally figured out where the pool is. It's here. So now, the problem I have is, don't know where the middle is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 archways. Okay, so I'm guessing that's the middle. So if we put that in there. Okay, let's draw it out with some like stuff. And yes, this is terrible, but it'll work. Okay, let's take it. That's right to the end of the last. Quite a large bar. That is even to there, but it's only even to there. Okay, so this would be the bathing area, the swimming pool. So let's take this out. A little scary, and I'm not flying, so I'm probably going to fly through to the end of the world. Okay, let's put it in here. That should be fine, because then we can actually put an edge around it. I'm thinking of, we are going to, let's just use this for now. Oh, wrong utensil. Yes, and it looks like terrible, but we'll use it and we can always change it. So let's put some stairs in. Okay, that's perfect. Can I get out? I can jump. All right. For a bath, it should be okay. What should we use? I'd like to put a mosaic on the bottom of this, but can we use one of these? We're going to have to put a floor on here. Oh yes. Now that is a freaky looking thing. Alright, let's move that all the way back there. Is that even? Probably not. Well, it's as even as I can probably get it. Yes, I like that. On the bottom of the bath. I'm happy with that. We can hop up here. We can get out. We need lights and we need to fill in the gaps, obviously. I still would like an edging here. Now we can't use this flat on the floor. Can we? No. But we can. It might work. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. What have we got here? We've got... That might work. Alright. If I make that white, what does it look like? Can I make it... Oh, yes. Not perfectly white, but it will do. Okay. How about that? Actually looks pretty good. I am now officially standing in the water. Okay, let's keep going. Why? It's better. It actually does have the sort of feel of the mosaic from below. So that works for me. I am going to be filling in that gap. So let's just run it from there to there. That looks good. I think we need just a let's see, maybe a marble. We're using that pattern at its smallest. So maybe let's see, what is it? That actually looks better, just on the edges. I can live with the little mosaics on the top step, but maybe not just on this edge. That looks good. And maybe just around the pool. Let's give it a try. Yeah, just to break it. Those little baby blocks are a pain sometimes. They make my eyes go funny. I think it's all the time I've been spending with them. Oops, I missed one. I like it. Should we do it here? No. Let's not. And if we really wanted to, we could probably give it a bit of a lip. Maybe that's a good idea. Where's my little lip friend? Where is my little friend? There you go. Before we do that, let's see what this is going to look like and if it's going to line up. Twirl there. Let's see if it lines up anywhere else. Have you lined up on the corners now? Yes, you are. You see how it doesn't line up with the tile below it, which irritates me. It's fine, we'll make it work. We'll just pretend that it does. Now comes the fun part. I'm probably going to end up breaking this build with the lights. So now embrace the RGB when you can. All right, I think we've got a gap literally here at the top. Oh yeah, that's going to work for me. I like that. I like just on the edges because it sort of gives it a depth. Okay. Now we have a real true bath. The only thing we don't have are taps, but they've given us pool stuff which don't work, but who says we can't just use them? And I'm wondering which would be possibly that. Almost looks like a crescent moon. Let's do that. Wow, it went darker. Where do we put it? On the edge here? Or should I make them white? I think that looks better. Now, if only they had water pouring out of them, how cool would that be? Okay, let's add some more ceiling on here. And then we can, let's see, where do I want this to end? Probably there. Now my thought process was, we've got this huge dark empty space out there. Wouldn't it be cool to leave that dark empty space out there so we can actually look out into the void? Okay, they're creepy. Maybe I will, let's just do some math here. That's 1.2. Let's give it there, and I think it's the same on the other side. Okay. Maybe I'm going to need to put a ceiling on because we are going to see the grass. So let's just put this on to over here, and then we can always paint that. Because then we can always take that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's one block apart. Okay, so there's that, and then all it is that there, but these are pulled down. Okay, so it is no, move that. You've got a bit more meat above the arch. Dang it, I didn't see you there, sorry. Okay, and it's just a matter of taking these little friendly things and sticking them in there. And yes, they're probably not lined up perfectly, but we can do that. And I think they look much better than my first cobbled together attempt. What do you say? I can live with that. Now the only thing we're going to need to do is that. Did I actually get that right? No. 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 Awesome. Now we're probably going to have to put another block of floor out here, simply because these columns do sort of peek over the edge. But from the edge there, we literally have darkness. Okay, I'm sorry. What am I going to use? Let's go with the darkest. That is a very flat texture, isn't it? If we do black, it isn't really, is it? That's too blue. Okay, let's start with black and see what this looks like. Oh yeah. That works for me. And then I'm probably going to have to wall that off and then add a few more black walls on the edges, so you're literally looking into the void. Sounds wrong, but yeah. Okay, let's go back to our snap to grid and borrow you, and I'm just going to throw the lights in here for now, as you can see. Yeah, the lights are making everything a little bit interesting. I'm getting a little glitchy here. I'll line them all up pretty just now. It's sort of the feeling that we are are looking at. Now, obviously that is a fake version of that. And I think that looks pretty good. You're standing here, and you're walking down the passage, and you happen to glance out. It's like into the darkness with you, and you, and you. Okay. Might be using my mind. I might have to cut that out because that just sounds wrong. I think I'm going to use some of these, maybe. Unless I use that. I use our little friend. Hold on. You're probably not even either, are you? Wow. I actually got my center point right for a change. It's amazing. Okay. I'll use you there. I'll put one of you on that side and one of you on that side. I can take you out. And we're even. Sounds weird. And then we can have some. Oh, yes. These long curtains are so long they actually don't hang. I think that looks pretty good. Now the question is, do we do a fake arch as well? We can. It wouldn't look too bad. I can find my center point. And my center point is in between those two. How many of those did I put down? I think only one. Let's hope so. There we go. Just going to have to move the curtain over a smidgen. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to move the curtain away from the wall a little bit so it actually does that. Yeah, we just got to find a place to paint, eh? I think that will work. And then we're going to duplicate it on that side. But I quite like that. Then we've got the mosaic on the bottom. We've got this, which from a distance looks like mosaic, so I'm going to take it as a win. I'm not sure about this, but in the meantime, I'm going to just resize it and work with it. Because why not? It will blend into the column there, but it'll be fine. I might remove it completely. Let's go ham with the light, shall we? Can we? Yes, we can. Don't know if this is going to be of any use. But let's look. Would like the darkness out there. Doesn't really like the darkness, it just enhances the darkness out there, which I'm all for. Okay. And then we could probably use, we've got these flowers. Where are they? These ones. These are both really beautiful. And because they're on a stem, they almost hit the top, but not quite. These ones are bigger. Now we've got a table in the middle here, which we know. What I'd really like is a large pot, but we don't really have any urn-like pots, but this will do, I think. Right there. Unless we use either this one or this one. Which is the biggest one? This is the biggest one. And put it onto a pedestal. And then we can use one of the drapey flowers. Where is it? We could use that. But this green is very green. Does that make sense? And this doesn't sit very well in the pot, if my mind serves me correctly. That one doesn't do too bad there. Oh, it does sit in the pot. You don't really see the pot, do you? Unless we do that. And put something else here. Come along. Sit. Stay. That's quite cool. Maybe an ottoman? Or maybe just a really large pillow. Of course it won't fit because I made it too big. Put it out of the equation for now. And we can maybe use that. We could use a picture of the moon. I just don't have the energy to go and find a picture of the moon. I have a lot of pictures of the moon. They're in here. We could probably use that. Hold on, if I make that really, really big. Where can I put it? Where can I put it? If anybody tries to play that, it's just going to go crashing through the earth, I'm sure. I mean, how effective is that? Okay, I'll take it. I'm going to take it. So I'm going to copy pretty much what's here on that side. And then we're going to find, what I'd really like is, there's a chair. Hold on. We actually have a similar chair here. That we could probably get away with using here. Let's go. We're going to stick with the white because we can. We can do the suede. Should we do those clouds again? Those clouds were fairly effective. No, that doesn't work. We're going to just go white. Yes, like that. I'm going to have to move that flower pot. But you know, we were talking about the 8 phases of the moon. Well, guess what? We have the 8 chairs, one for each phase. And I didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Darn it, 7. I thought I'd put 8 here. All right, fine. We'll put one down there. Then again, you know, I like that. We do need some fruit, though. I don't know where I put the fruit bowl. We put it somewhere. But I think let's just... let's go with the steel base. And that's cool. Now, obviously, we want grapes. Because, got to peel some grapes. And that's not going to fit. Dang it. All right, I'll stick one on the floor here. And when I put tables and everything. But yeah, so this is not looking too bad. We have the bathing area. We can have, I don't know, toilet area? Ah, I did it again. There's a hole somewhere in the bowl. Whee. Okay, where was I? All right, so we've got the bathing area. We've got the throne room and living area, which needs lots of attention and love. We'll have the cooking and food preparation area. And then we need the bedroom, which is probably going to be down here. So let me build out another floor. We'll put stairs down there. And then we can next time do the bedroom. And I need to do the roof. I was thinking what I'd really wanted to do was put a circular hole in the roof. But looking at all the circles and even all the windows, they come in squares. Even these windows, they come in squares. So if I take that, all right, so for example, let's take that and use that. It's still going to be a square. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to address the roof. But I was just thinking, if you're here in the pool and you're looking up at the moon, let's call that the moon right now. Cover the moon. I'll have to line it up. And then you have the moon shining into the moon pool. What can I say? Okay, and then we have the shadow. Look at that. That's the shadow from the sun. That is just weird. So yeah, let me build out some more. I'm going to duplicate this area on that side. And then we're going to try and figure out if we want a moon roof, or if we're going to do, which is the other option, is instead of a circular, we just use not the fence, the glass ceiling. Put a roof on, and then put skylights in it, which will be square. So let me know what you think. Are we having fun yet? Yes, we are. Okay, there's your moon. I have 7 phases of the moon here, but I have been told that there are actually 8. But 8 doesn't look as good when you're doing something like this. I do need to finish this so I can knock a few pillars out and take some chunks out and make it look a little bit deserted. That's going to hurt a lot, but it is what it is. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, please subscribe. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye now.